My dear child, listen to my heart. From your very beginning, I have watched over you. I guided your first breath, your first step, your first laugh, and your first tear. Through every moment, joy and pain, strength and menace, you have stood by your side. Though you haven't always noticed, my care has surrounded you every single day. There has never been a second when you were truly alone, even if you felt distant from me. Sometimes you ask me for answers. You pray for signs, for direction, for clear guidance. There have been moments when I answered right away, when I made the path plain or gave you what your heart desired. There have been other times when I remained silent. You wondered if I was angry or if I had abandoned you. But my silence does not mean absence. My quiet is a gift of space. Space for you to discover your own strength, to seek deeper, to explore what lies in your heart. If I gave you every answer right away, you would never learn to listen for my quiet voice inside you. If I held your hand at every fork in the road, you'd never grow confident in making decisions. If I shielded you from every challenge, your roots would never dig deep enough to weather a true storm. You are not fragile, my child. Though you sometimes feel helpless, there is a strength embedded deep within you. The spark I breathed into your soul before you ever breathed air. My hope for you is not to keep you comfortable forever, but to help you become wise and bold and beautifully resilient. Of course, my love for you is endless. I do not enjoy watching your struggles or your pain. My love is vast, steady, and gentle. It lifts you, keeps you, and will never run dry. But true love sometimes allows difficulties, for comfort alone does not fashion a person of substance. Love is also teaching, patience, and truth. Sometimes I allow you to face the storm so you will see what I have placed inside you. When you face choices and I do not immediately reply, it is an invitation, an opportunity for you to choose, to weigh your heart, to remember all the small lessons I have sown into your life since you were small. I am like a gardener who sometimes lets a tree search for water with its own roots. If I watered you every hour, your roots would be shallow. But as you search, you grow stronger. Your roots, reaching for my life-giving streams, become able to withstand any drought. I know you wonder why there are so many rough times, so many uphill roads. Let me tell you, these are not punishments. These are preparations. You are climbing so that you can see vistas you'd never reach if you stayed in the valley. Treasures of wisdom, compassion, and faith are waiting for you beyond the difficult hiccups, within the easy, flat meadows. You sometimes feel your deepest desires are ignored, but I see what you cannot. Some of the things you pray for would injure you, just as a child might want to play with fire, not knowing it can burn. There are times you weep when I say no or wait. One day, you will be grateful for the closed doors and missed opportunities, for the paths I protected you from by not answering your prayers in the way you wished. There will always be a limit to how much I intervene, for I have given you freedom to choose. Love must allow choice, and choice brings both joy and pain. When you walk away from me, or take roads I would have you avoid, shadows will come. Sometimes it is necessary for you to feel the discomfort of those choices, so you will long for the light and understand the difference between my way and your own. But always remember, my mercy is bigger than all your mistakes. My forgiveness never runs out. When you turn and begin moving back toward me, no matter how far you've gone, I am quick to meet you, eager to hold you near again. There is nothing you can do that would make me stop loving you. There will be crossroads and moments when the way ahead isn't marked with obvious signs. You may search the skies and find only silence. Remember in those times what I have already taught you. Remember the lessons, the faithfulness, the kindnesses, and the rescues I have already shown. You have grown stronger than you know. The roots you have put down will hold you, even if the wind rises. Even when you find yourself in battles where you do not feel my nearness, trust that I am with you. The very fact that I do not carry you through every storm is an honor to your strength, the strength I have nurtured in you over time. I am letting you see how brave, how enduring, how wise you are becoming. Do not fear failure. Failure is not the end unless you choose to stay down. Every struggle teaches, every loss refines, and every tear washes away what needs to go. Just as a potter makes and remakes the clay vessel until it is ready, I use each messy moment to form beauty if you bring your fragments back to me. There may be times you don't feel me at all. Emotions shift and fade, but my love does not change. My word is always there for you. Read it, hold it close. Even when you cannot see my hand, look for my fingerprints. In every sunrise, in every rescue, in every joy you did not expect. Your journey will not be pain-free, but it is full of purpose. You will grow. You will bend, but not shatter. You will lose some things, but find surprises and graces along the way. You will be pressed, but that pressing will purify you until your soul shines brighter than gold. I want you to learn to stand strong even when the ground shakes beneath you. I want your love to flow even when the world turns cold. I want your hope to live even in the longest night. My heart is to show you beauty in small things. A kind word, a familiar embrace, a new sunrise after dark. One day, you will look back and realize the moments you thought were wasted were nurturing you all along. What felt like silence was deepening your ability to listen. What felt like distance was stretching your longing for truth. What seemed like a delay was teaching patience. Your hardest seasons prepared you for the best ones to come. You are not the first to walk this road. Throughout history, I have guided my children through darkness and into light. Think of Joshua, leading an entire people to a fortified city he had no earthly way to conquer. I could have crushed the walls of Jericho in a blink, but instead, I asked him to walk in obedience day after day, often in silence before the victory came. I was teaching him to trust me, to persist, even when there was no sign of success. Or think of David, just a young shepherd standing before the terrifying Goliath. I could have struck the giant down, but I allowed David to go, armed only with faith and a sling. The battle was never really about the giant. It was about faith, courage, and reliance on me. David's real victory was not over Goliath, but over his own fears, and in learning that I can turn the smallest faith into the greatest victory. Remember Gideon. He felt unqualified and afraid. When he finally gathered an army, I sent most of his men away. I did this not to discourage him, but to help him see that the battle is not won by numbers, but by faithfulness. When Gideon saw victory with only a few, he learned to trust my strength, not his own. Think too of Moses. With the Red Sea before him and the Egyptian army behind, I could have simply picked up my people and carried them across. Instead, I asked them to trust, to take the first step into potted waters. Salvation was a walk of courage, not a leap beyond reality. And Elijah, who stood alone against false prophets on Mount Carmel, I let him feel the weight of loneliness and risk before sending fire from heaven. His courage and obedience were necessary before I displayed my power. I have not changed, my child. I am the same God today as I was for all my beloved servants. I allowed Daniel to be thrown to the lions, but I kept him safe through the night. I let Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego walk into a fiery furnace, but I stood with them in the flames. I let Paul be imprisoned for his faith and turned his suffering into messages of hope that have endured for centuries. The greatest victories grow not out of comfort, but in the soil of courage, obedience, and perseverance. When my people trust me in their deepest trials, they find a strength, peace, and purpose that comfort alone could never provide. Sometimes the arrows will fly. Sometimes the mountain will not move. Sometimes the night will feel endless. I may not take away every difficulty, but I will make sure it does not overcome you. My presence is your protection, even if the world feels unsafe. Never forget, every victory is still mine, even when you are the one swinging the sword or taking the step. Joshua held the sword, but I gave the land. David hurled the stone, but I guided it. Gideon's trumpet sounded, but my power delivered. Your part is faith and obedience. The outcome is in my hands. The battles you face today may seem harder or longer than those in the stories, but remember, I brought my children through every kind of struggle, from overwhelming armies to impossible odds. Each time, I led them through, sometimes in ways they did not expect. Jehoshaphat once faced a vast enemy. He came to me, fearful but seeking. I told him, the battle is not yours but mine. And yet he still had to stand on that field, trusting in my word. Sometimes victory comes while you are singing in the midst of fear, trusting in me even before you see rescue. Faith is not proven in safety, but in walking forward when you have no guarantees except my character. That is what I want for you, to take your place, to show up, to keep going even when you do not see a way out. You will be tempted at times to give up, to run from the hard battles, to doubt the value of your gifts. In those moments, remember, never once have I abandoned my own. Moses hesitated when I called him. Jeremiah doubted he could speak. Esther feared to approach the king. Yet each found the courage to say yes, and through that yes, I brought deliverance and hope to many. Their weaknesses did not disqualify them. Their faith made room for my strength. Now it is your turn. The battles before you did not arrive by accident. They are not random or pointless. They are invitations to see my faithfulness in deeper ways, to find out what you are truly made of, to walk into the purpose I dreamed for you since the beginning. You will face enemies, but none greater than I. You will walk through valleys, but I will walk with you. Sometimes you will feel the weight and heat of the fire or the roar of lions, but remember whose presence stands beside you, supports you, and keeps you. My power is unchanged. The same God who silenced the lion, split the seas, and brought down mighty walls stands with you. My angels go ahead of you. My spirit lives within you. Each step of faith you dare to take, though it seems small, shakes the ground under your enemies. When these battles are over, you will look back and see that I was present in every death tale. The timing you didn't understand, the strength that surprised you, the way things worked together in the end. You will see that every hard place was making you stronger, braver, and readier for all that's still ahead. This is why I do not remove every fight from your life. The fight is the soil in which your faith grows deep. The struggles from your roots. The challenges reveal what I have placed within you. And every victory, whether great or small, brings you closer to me, to your own purpose, and to the unique calling I have given you. My child, do not fear what lies ahead. I am always the Sama, the God of Joshua, David, Gideon, Moses, Elijah, Daniel, Esther, and so many others. I am your God. I will never leave you, not now, not ever. Every day lean into me, trust my heart. Even if you cannot see what is coming next, walk bravely. When you are weak, know I am your strength. When you are confused, seek my peace. When you are weary, let me carry you. When the storm rages, remember the anchor holds. I see every tear. I value every step you take, even the ones that feel shaky. I hear every prayer, whether whispered or cried out in the darkness. If you fall, get up. If you are lost, call on me. If you cannot see the way, cling to what I have already shown you. I am shaping you, not just for this moment, but for all that is still to come. One day, the season of struggle will make sense. You will see that you are not the same as when you began, that you have grown in wisdom, patience, and hope. My child, you are never forgotten. You are deeply treasured. My love for you is unending. Have courage, walk forward, and do not be afraid. I am with you, always.